Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about Delhi Sultanate 2. In my previous video we have discussed about Delhi Sultanate 1. Now in this video we'll discuss Delhi Sultanate 2. First we will read about administration. As you know that in Delhi Sultanate 1 we have read about 5 dynasties. Now we are going to read about the administration, how they administered their kingdom. The administration system of Delhi Sultanate varied from emperor to emperor. First position of Sultan. The Sultan was considered as the head of Delhi Sultanate. He was the chief executive and the highest judicially and commander in chief of the army. The khutbah was read in his name. He had a power to appoint and dismiss anyone at his will. Means according to his own wish, he can dismiss or he can appoint any person. The next we are going to read military character of the government. The Sultan had conquered India with the help of their armies. They had spy system. A great spy system was there. With the help of spy system, they were getting the information of in and around the kingdom. All the sultan maintained spies who were informing sultan about everything that was going on in their provinces. Next, we are going to read administrative machinery. Though the Sultan enjoyed the absolute power, means he was the absolute ruler, but still he was assisted by ministers. Still, he cannot do all the works by himself. So, he had so many ministers with him to help him. First, we are going to read about Wazir. He was a chief minister of the Sultan. Second, the chief Qazi. He was a head of judicial department. Bakshi. He was paymaster of the army. The Patwari and Mushrif. They were the chief village officials. Mukaddam. He was the head of the village administrative. Next is Ikta system. Land was most important source of the revenue at that time. Revenue means taxes, means they were just collecting the revenue, those who were the on from them, those who had the lands. Ikta was the most important system of revenue collection. Each ikta was headed by a mukt. Social condition, which type of social life they were living. The society was divided into four classes, namely the aristocrats, priest, and town people and the peasant. The first class was aristocracy, which consisted of sultans, his nobles, and other high officials, Hindu rajas, chief, Hindu merchants, and bankers. The second class was a priestly class. This included ulmas, maulvis, qazis, brahmins, pandits. Ulma were the chief advisors of the kings, who did not allow king to dictate the policy of the state. They were given free they were given revenue free lands, means they were having lands but they were not paying any taxes for that land which were given to them by sultans. The third class of the people were town people, which consisted of traders, merchants, artisans, craftsmen, etc. And the last and the fourth class consisted of farmers and peasants. They lived a very poor and miserable life. Next is, so in their social condition, they were having so many social evils also in their life, like the caste system, child marriage system, parda pratha, sati. So they were having these social evils also in their life. The caste system became more rigid as in order to save themselves from Muslims, the Hindu began to follow their caste rules very strictly. Gambling and wine drinking fosters a spirit of luxury and pleasure. That was why Alauddin Khilji had banned parties and drinking among his nobles. Child marriage became very popular, and so many Rajputs, so many other were also there, those who used to marry their child at a very early age. The Muslim followed a very rigid system of parda. Not only Muslim, even some areas of Hindus also they were using this system. They were also very particular for the parda system. Sati was prevalent among the Rajputs. Muhammad bin Tughlaq tried to stop his cruel practice. And next, we are going to read about the economic condition, that which type of economic condition they had. Both internal and foreign trade flourished, means both type of trades were there, internal as well as foreign. Delhi was a main center of trading. The growth of BRICS trade encouraged the use of money, and most commonly known coin was silver tanka. Gold coin called moha were also used on a special occasions. Agriculture was very important source of economic prosperity. Industry was also encouraged. A silk karkhana, means silk industry at Delhi, had employed more than 4,000 workers. Next is their religious life. Hinduism and Islam were two main religions prevailing during the time of Delhi Sultanate. Hindus practiced Sanatan Dharam. Islam, on the other hand, opposed idol worship and preached oneness of God. Idol worship means that Murti Puja, you can say, means they were not believing in that idol worship. They believed they in oneness of God only. Language and literature. Persian was a language or administration. Arabic was used mostly by Arab traders from Western Asia. Sanskrit was a language of higher learning among Hindus. Painting and music was not left behind. That was also the part of Delhi Sultanate. The Unani system of medicine, the art of paper mache, enameling skills were also brought to India by Turks. Chorus singing, called Qawwali, was made popular by the Sufi saints. At the time, sitar, tabla, sarangi were the popular musical instruments. A new type of dance called Kathak developed at that time. Education was also the very great part of that time. The ancient centers of education like Nalanda, Vikramshila, Banaras, Kashi, etc. had been destroyed, but private pathshalas and madrasas still existed. These emphasized religious education, but they were paying attention on education, but they were mostly paying attention on religious education. Vocational training was in the hands of artisan and craftsmen or in state workshops. So, in this chapter, we have read about their education, their music, painting, art, architecture, and especially their social life as well as their social evils. Which type of evils was prevalent at Delhi Sultanate? So, I hope this chapter is clear to you and have a nice day. Thank you.